this year's gala, we're going to be hosting our gala here in Colorado. It's scheduled for August 29, 2015, and we're trying to make this a very, very historical event. And the first time, I think, one such as this will have ever been put together, and that is an astronaut reunion. That's going to take place at the Wings Over the Rockies Aerospace Museum here in Denver. And I know with you being the very first African American astronaut trainee, that's significant because you're kind of like the godfather of it all, for African Americans involved in space. And could you take a couple of minutes to tell a little bit about what your thoughts are on that?
I've been really bothered, Willie, about what has happened to our society regarding science and space, and especially our media. Okay, and what I'm bothered about are not, and I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Gowan Bluford, who was the first guy that went into space. Going down the list of all the phenomenal pilots and heroes and sheroes that traveled in space. After we got out, if we didn't do our own PR and our own movement, nobody cared. I mean, nobody has said anything about us. And what I think is going to happen by bringing all the astronauts together would be to bring the attention and have some light shown on all the blacks that participated in space, because singularly, like I said, unless you engage your own PR firm, unless you push your own, agenda, whatever that agenda is, you're really lost in space, so to speak, And this, I would think, would be the first. It's kind of like what the Tuskegee Airmen kind of do now. They have these reunions and stuff like that, and then, of course, they get fewer and fewer the older the guys get. But I think this is one of the most exciting things that you have conceived of. To bring. We got a guy that's the head of NASA. Who'd have thought it? That's equivalent to Obama being the first black president. You know what I mean? And so, if Charlie could make it, boy, he would be, the crowning glory of all of us, because he would be the manifestation of any one of us climbing to where we needed to go after we got out. And so many of us have taken the route of, okay, I did it. I got it done. I've got my little niche in history, and I'm going to settle down. And the heck with it. If somebody wants to call on me and to glorify me, great. But and a lot of the guys have just kind of stepped back. You know what I mean? Because they've done what they thought they needed to do, and they didn't get into the space program for glory. I mean, they got into the space program because it was the end game on their objectives of what they wanted to do with their lives in the situation that they were in. You know what I mean? So I just think it's phenomenal, and it begs for national press. It begs for a 60-minute segment. It begs for all those wonderful things to allow people to know that there's a whole host of black astronauts that have gone into space. We talk to each other, we care for each other, we like each other, we share with each other, etc. So I think it's phenomenal.
And one of the things that we would like to do at Shades of Blue, also, Ed, is that when you were part of the program up until I think it was 1966, 66,
right?
Shortly thereafter, there was Major Robert Lawrence,
right.
who they selected and designated as an astronaut, and unfortunately, he passed away in an accident in an F-104 out of, was it Edwards Air Force Base?
Yeah, at Edwards.
In 1967. But I would like to include some of those unsung heroes, the families of the fallen ones that have come before that normally would not be represented. So my thing is to invite some of those folks along as well.
I mean, that's mandatory. But what should happen is, get with Bob Lawrence's family, especially his son, who he and I communicate all the time anyway, to do a special memorial, kind of like they do at the Oscars, a special memorial to him and to Ron McNair. because they're not there. But Bob has kind of been swallowed up in the nothingness of it all, because it was the short period of time that Bob was was in the program, and he hadn't been down to Edwards very long when he had the accident and all that kind of stuff. But he had something before then for him to get ready to do that, and so we needed to do a memorial to him by all means, and get his wife there and the whole deal.
That would be the same, and then also the same for Michael Anderson, who was on board the Columbia, and then honoring the families of all of those fallen heroes.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. At least, yes.
So that's our thinking. That we're hoping to make this a historic, successful event, and a number of the astronauts have already indicated that this is a great idea and they would like to come out and participate. So again, Ed, I thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to come out and do this for us. Thank you.
Thank you.